Hi, so I'm going to show you how you're going to do your sketch plan for your functional set where we're practicing unified design. So I've got my supplies out. I've got a magazine, an old catalog, ask first, don't cut up things, scissors, and a glue stick. And what I've done is I've gone through and I've found, this is going to make you hungry, patterns. So I'm only looking for things like patterns. I'm not looking for actual pictures of food or dishes or things like that. So you want to go through, if you're choosing this catalog method, and looking for the patterns in there, not the actual images. Okay, so when I talk about pattern, I mean things like this: overall design that's been repeated. Please don't go in and pick out things like dishes, people. We're not making a collage here. We are just looking for patterns for inspiration for our work. So what I've done is when you open up your sketchbook, you can open it up like this or just to a blank page. And I have completely filled the page with different patterns and textures. Please do not take a giant sheet and just glue that thing down. Okay, that is not the assignment. If you cannot do the collage method where you've cut out a bunch of different patterns and designs like this one, then what you should do is you should either go online and print them out and cut them out if you can do that, or just find them online. And this paper is really thin, so if you hold it up to your screen, you can trace and fill the page with different designs that you found off the internet. Okay, so this is part one. Okay, now you can be inspired from these designs when you guys are doing the final sketch. So that's part one, completely filling the page. Part two is exploration on your own of design. So you want to use either your colored pencils or watercolor. If you're going to do watercolor, then you should use a piece of paper separate that you've ripped out of your sketchbook, or that you found in your house. Maybe you have some thicker drawing paper, watercolor paper. Oh, my son's colored pencils. Okay, so they're like yours that you guys have at home. So if you're going to do your own pattern or design, again, you want to fill the page, but this one can be more freestyle. So what I mean by that is you can just start doing doodles of different designs and patterns. But again, we're not drawing anything in particular here. So, and it could be more random kind of patterns, but you basically want to fill that whole page with different patterns, lines, designs, and don't think too hard about it. Just go for it. So that's the second page, okay? So there's going to be 3 total pages, and they can all be in your sketchbook. Unless you're using watercolor, you might decide to do them in your a separate piece of paper. And then finally, what you're going to do is you're going to look at these for inspiration. And then you're going to use some of those designs on your final sketch. So you'll have 3 total sketch pages. So for your final sketch, you could do that in pencil first if you want. You want to draw your 2 objects. So if I was going to do a mirror, try to not draw it tiny. Try to fill up the page. You need to make at least 2 pieces out of clay, but your sketch could have more. So I could do a mirror, and you could draw the front and the back if you wanted. And then maybe I would do a lotion dispenser. Okay, something like that. Okay, and remember, I have corks at school. If you're going to do like the lotion dispenser, stuff like that. I'm not worried about your drawing ability. Don't stress about that. Okay, now then you want to reference your patterns that you just created. So if you need to rip it out of your sketchbook to be able to look at it, that would be fine. I have lots of dots. And then you want to create that on your piece. And like I said, you don't need to actually do this on your clay pieces when you're done. But let's say I wanted to do kind of dots all over. I could do that dot method. And remember, it's a unified set, so they should have similar ones. But what might be kind of fun is to kind of alternate so they're not exactly the same. So maybe I would color in these dots, and I could do different colors. And then maybe I would do color around the dots here so that you have a little bit of variety, which is another one of the principles of design when you're doing that. So that's page 3. So by the beginning of class Thursday, you will need to have a collaged page or reference from the internet where you traced it, or like Santina said, where she goes and puts them all in a document, a Google Doc or something, that would be fine too. The second page is hand painted or hand drawn patterns. No logos or anything, just designs. And then the third page is where you draw your 2 or more objects for your functional set, and then you add one of the patterns to it.